Hello. Welcome to the Reading Room. My name's Mark Reid. Thank you so much for joining me. And to AIMBOT again. Yes, am I morally bankrupt or them? Today we are being the judges of who is right and who is wrong on the internet. Yes, once again, this is consensual. It's all approved by the posters. We're going to Reddit. Am I the asshole? And we're judging whether people are morally right or morally wrong. And it's interesting. I always sort of see people comment on like the American sort of justice system and stuff like that. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, oh yeah, we're going to have a judging kind of thing today because I'm feeling judgmental. I don't know about you. Good evening, Nanalu. Good evening. It's morning here, but I'll forgive you for that. That's okay. You know, the world's a confusing place. That's okay. I was thinking about the Australian justice system. We have some really weird rules over here. I'm not sure if they still do it. They used to have to wear wigs and stuff. I joke you not. Like, let me see if I can find a picture. Yeah, so this stuff, look at this. Hang on. I got to show you this. It's precious, really. It really is precious. So this kind of stuff. Yeah. So they wear these black robes and these weird things and the wig. Like this is the worst toupee I have ever seen. Who do they think they're fooling? Like, seriously. I don't know why. This is sort of this. It's really weird. Australia's got this weird, progressive, yet completely and utterly traditions that are still being used. I don't know why that is. It's so strange that we have these weird archaic rules, and like I'm sure this is a mock trial or yeah, maybe it's a university trial kind of thing. In Australia, you're not allowed to take pictures in the courts, so it's so strange. You have like people doing sketches of the people on trial, and it's just these like sketches, and like I don't understand why. I don't know. It's just Australia's a dichotomy. You know, it's really safe. It's really dangerous. You know, it's a big land with, you know, very sort of tight cities kind of thing. It's a progressive place that has all these weird traditions kind of thing. It's Australia is crazy. It wants to be all things to all people all at once, and that's okay, I guess. It's just you know, our lawyers wear wigs. Don't know if you knew that. It happens. It's so weird. Prisoner, hello, Big Bad Mama. Look, I love Big Bad Mama. Big Bad Mama is awesome. Check them out. If you haven't seen their content, it is actually hilarious. I love your short little stings. They are fantastic. Big Bad Mama, I'm a fan. I really am. I presume that's prisoner and not. Yeah, gotcha. All right. So you've corrected. Yeah, cool. Cell Block H episodes. Prisoner. Okay. I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen that. But yeah, so some of the stuff like that, weird stuff about Australia you might not have known. Lawyers wear wigs, can't take photos of people being judged. But today we're judging people who have put their stuff on the internet. We're allowed to. They've given us permission. Everything's above board here. Don't investigate much further. And I wanted to zoom in a bit so you lovely people can see what I'm talking about. Is that good? Does that look good? Is that good? Yeah, that's good. Okay, fantastic. And to be honest with you, I absolutely love doing these sessions. The last couple of the last debate I did was a rodeo. Actually, the thumbnail for this AIMBOT was done by Lynn to sort of the guy I debated was a guy called Iron Horse, and I said, "Oh, can you make a thumbnail with a horse burning down kind of thing?" Because that's what it felt like. But I didn't use that for the posting the debate, but I decided, oh, I'll get some I'll use my wife Lynn's hard work, and instead of just dumping it, actually use it for something. So that's why the thumbnail for this is so weird. Let's face it, it's always weird. I don't know what's actually going to be in the posts. I have no idea until I look. So, I'm finding out with you. I want it to be, this is the first time I've ever seen this. So, it's kind of, I just put up random stuff because I don't know what's going to be there. I hope you like the randomness. Most of it's my wife, Lynn. She finds the most random stuff. I love her so much. And what I wanted to ask you guys was that, would you be interested in meeting Lynn, like me doing an interview with her? I think I've asked this before. I'm sort of trying to do more interviews, and I've really got to start amping that up because I do enjoy doing that as well. I do enjoy talking to the really wonderful people in the community out there. I think I had a Christian on one time else who wants to come back and talk to me, which is nice. That's nice. So obviously I didn't offend him too much, which is good. I think that's always a win. What am I doing? Okay, I'm just going to get the thing for the polls up. I do apologize. I should be. One of these days I'm going to be organized. Like I'm going to have everything ready by the time you get here. I swear it's going to happen at some point. Not today, though. Not today. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to pop out chat because I can. Nice. All right, so should we get stuck into it? How are you guys feeling? How are you doing? Are you well? Okay, so this is, thank you, Beansy. This is Beansy saying, so Marky, if I speak loudly and randomly, that means I am right. This is a reference to the last thing I posted, which was a room. Look, I at the time it felt so uncomfortable and so horrible and so, I was just sitting there going, this is just madness. But looking back at it, it just shows. And I was talking to somebody. Somebody commented like, "Does it mean that you're right?" And they sort of commented, "Hey, all of the Christians were saying, the atheist is laughing at us, kind of thing, as a way to stop this guy." They're going, "Look, stop the atheist laughing at us," which I admit I was. I mean, look, if you're in that situation, you would laugh too. I mean, you had to either laugh or leave. That's basically the options at that point because it was madness. It was madness. I don't recommend that video that I've put up. I don't recommend it to anybody. But if you do like a garbage fire, I don't think you'll get anything more garbage or fiery than that video, quite frankly. No, I get you, Beansy. Beansy says you needed another break. Oh, yeah. The Grand Canyon rant? Absolutely. Yes. No, look, as I said, I don't recommend that video to anybody. But the way they were saying, like, the atheist is laughing at us, the atheist is laughing at us, what occurred to me was that, and it's not just Christians, it's other people do this as well. They're saying, hey, look at the way this person is looking at us when we do this. They're more concerned about how they're being viewed than what they're doing in the first place. Like, he's not saying, hey, stop it because that isn't the right thing to do, or yelling over people isn't the way to get your voice heard, or you know what I mean? Like, it's not morally the right thing to do. You're being an asshole, basically. They're more concerned with, am I going to be looked like? Do I look like I'm being an asshole? So I think it's very telling that they weren't concerned with the behavior, they were concerned with how the behavior would be perceived. And I think that's a big thing, because doing the right thing and looking like you're doing the right thing are two totally separate things. Like, for instance, I've worked for companies where the company won't do the right thing, but they're really concerned that they look like they're doing the right thing. And it's been something that I've had a problem with working for those companies. I don't want to work for a company that just is concerned with looking like they do the right thing. I want to work for a company that is doing the right thing. Oh, hello, DeFreak. Always welcome, mate. Good to see you. I hope you weren't over at Praises the other day. I didn't actually look for you. I'm so sorry. I should have, because you're usually over there. But that was madness, mate. And I was just talking about it, kind of thing. Kata, love you lots. You are the prettiest bug, and it's always good to have you here. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I presume it's in reference to me. Okay, so yeah, so really the topic that I want to bring up today was the appearance of morality versus morality. The EXO. Yes, the EXO. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. Like that was a new thing. You were at Praises for that. You were at Praises for that, BBM. Really? Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't notice you. I just saw the thing saying, "Hey, intelligent design. I'm interested in evidence for that." I'm going to go in there, and it just was climbing the mountains of madness, and I think the freak. What I was sort of saying, that's good, because what I was sort of saying was the way that people were saying, "Hey, the atheists are laughing at us," kind of thing. I think it shows concern with the appearance of doing the right thing, rather than doing the right thing for the right thing's sake. And I wanted to point that out. Oh, really? Can you link that to me, BBM? I would love a link to that. I would love a link to that. Yeah, I'm speaking of the bin fire caterpillar. Golly gosh, yeah, I'm speaking of that. I don't know why I do it to myself. I don't know. It's very strange. Do you have a wrench? No, you don't. Why don't you have a wrench? BBM, I will give you a wrench. If you want to link that or your channel or whatever, please do so. Big Bad Mama does some amazing videos. I love her work. And there's Atheist Junior. AJ, always good to see you, mate. Always really good to see you. Yeah, no, look, I don't blame anybody for not making it through that. That was something else. I've not seen that kind of stuff before, and I've been in some pretty rowdy situations. That was, I would say that's not my first rodeo, but that wasn't a rodeo. That was the running of the bulls. That was ridiculous. Yeah, at that. But really, what I want to focus on is are people doing the right thing because they want to do the right thing, or that is the right thing to do, or are they doing the right thing because of the appearance of the right thing? And does it really matter? If you're just doing it because you're going to be viewed as immoral, no, Wesley, not today. No. Sorry, Wesley. Got to do it, mate. Not having that. Yeah. So is if you're only doing the right thing for the appearance of doing the right thing, is that even moral? Does it matter if you're doing the right thing anyway? I will submit it does, because the whole point that I got was that if I wasn't there laughing, and sort of, okay, if I wasn't there viewing the behavior that people, yeah, and that's exactly right, Caterpillar. That's the perfect word. The optics of the situation. Do you care about the optics, or do you care about the actual situation itself? Absolutely. That's beautiful. So if I wasn't there to say, hey, this is ridiculous, would they have seen it as immoral behavior? And that's the question I want to pose. Does it matter? And because a lot of their morality is based upon someone's always watching, right? God's always watching. So in their mind, it could be, hey, someone's always watching, so I've always got to do the right thing, because it is the optics. It seems kind of immoral to me. If the only reason you're doing something is because you're going to be punished if you don't do it, and someone is always watching, is that actually morality at all? Are you choosing to do that because you've decided it is the right thing? Anyway, I'm going to get on with the show. Like, I am just sitting here getting stuck in the weeds of previous videos. But if you want to see the video, check it out. It is a mess of a dumpster fire. I'm not going to lie to you. It is insane. And like I said, I don't recommend that video to anybody. Hell, I mean, if I had the choice, I wouldn't watch it, quite frankly. But if you do like a dumpster fire, that was a dumpster fire. Big Bad Mama. What's an aidonologist? Aidonologist? What is that, Beamsy? She's asking, how do you think XO would react to an ontologist? Adontologist. What is that? Yeah, no, I agree, Beamsy. If you're going to watch that video, take breaks. You will need it. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is one heck of a show. Okay, let's get started on, am I morally bankrupt or them? AIMBOT. Okay. Am I the arsehole for letting my stepdaughter spend a night in jail instead of bailing her out right away? Interesting. I would say no straight off the bat. I guess it depends. My wife, 38 female, and I, 38 male, have been married for 6 years. We have 2 kids, 8 and 5. My wife also has a daughter, Mary, 18, from before we got together. Well, I would hope so. If you've been married 6 years, that would make sense. Mary is in her senior year of high school and lives with us. She'll probably go see her bio dad. Oh, I love that. I don't know why. My bio dad. I'm going to find a way to use that term within the next week. Or bio mum. 2 weekends a month. I just love that term, bio dad. Technically all dads are bio dads, right? Never mind. Mary is an adult. Yeah, no, I agree, Beamsy. Mary is 18, and I think, yeah, so responsibility for your own actions. What you got to say, Beamsy? It is the religion. Look, you've just broken my brain, Beamsy. I'm trying to pass that. The religion is narrowed down to worshipping big-butted women. Okay, well, that sentence is grammatically an offense to humanity. So I'm gonna hide that and pretend we never saw it. Like, grammatically, Mary works with her dad to visit and drives herself there. Okay, since her bio dad, 2 weekends a month, future extracurricular activities. There's about 2 hours away. Mary works out time for her dad for him to visit him, and she drives up there. This past weekend, my wife took our 2 younger kids to visit her sister, who lives about 3 hours away. Cool. Before my wife left, Mary told us that she was going to visit her dad on that weekend. Cool. I was going to stay home to get some work done on some home projects that have been neglected over the holidays. Yeah, fair enough. A little. So on Friday, after everyone else had left, I kicked back and took advantage of the very rare opportunity to have an empty house to myself. I bought a nice bottle of bourbon, visited our local dispensary, and bought myself a nice big steak. Is the dispensary weed? Is that what the dispensary is? Can somebody in the US tell me? Is that weed? Is he smoking up? It was meant to be that. All right. Well, let's pass that with a that in it then. The religion that It, the religion that is, which thee, the first thee or the second thee? It is weed. Okay, good. I feel like I'm in the know about American culture. Okay, so I'd say nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. 3 a.m. I was awoken by a phone call. Any parent knows that a phone call at that time of night is a nightmare situation, so I immediately answered. It was my wife. She told me that Mary had been arrested and just called her from a local jail. Apparently, she had lied about going to her dad's house and instead attended a party. The party got busted and Mary panicked and tried to run. Of course, the cops caught her and arrested her. For what? Oh shit! It's sorry, it's 21 is the drinking age there, right? That's ridiculous, right? You can vote at 18, but you can't. You can own a gun at 18, but you can't drink at 18. Like, there's something really out of whack about that itself. Like, I don't mind if you raise the age of owning a gun to 21, but like, what the hell, US? My wife said the police would allow me to go get Mary right away instead of keeping her in jail. Okay. I told my wife that I'd been drinking earlier and probably not safe to drive, let alone drive to the police station. True. Being responsible. I told her I'd pick Mary up first thing in the morning. My wife yelled at me for being irresponsible by drinking to that point in case of an emergency. What the hell? I told her that I was home by myself and everyone else in the family. So is this his wife? Like his current wife? Oh, yeah, it's her daughter, but not his. And everyone else in the family is supposed to be hours away, so I essentially had zero responsibility for anyone besides myself. She eventually calmed down enough to see my side. Okay. The next morning, I went and got Mary right when I woke up. When I saw her, it was obvious she had been crying a lot. She didn't say a word to me on the way home. She immediately went to her room, got home, and didn't come out the entire day. Well, she's got to learn sometime that actions have consequences. I think that this is the perfect time that you learn that your actions, stuff will happen. It's called responsibility, honey. The next day when my wife got home, Mary was still in her room. My wife talked to her, then came to talk to me. She told me that both her and Mary are disappointed in me, that I made her spend the night in jail instead of getting her right away. She said that Mary is traumatized by the whole thing. I told her, good, maybe next time she won't lie and do stupid shit. Look, I agree with the sentiment, maybe not the delivery, okay? So I agree with the sentiment, not the delivery. Why do we always have to fight, Big Bad Mama? No, he's not. No. In my estimation, he's not. No. At some point, you've got to learn that if you choose to do certain things will happen. And this is a problem with people that never get held accountable for your actions. Like, that is the consequence of your actions. Yeah, it's not like she murdered anybody, but she's not spending her life in jail. It's just overnight. She'll be fine. I remind her that Mary's an adult now. True. And she has to get used to facing consequences of her actions, and this should be a clear reminder of what those consequences could be. True. My wife said that lesson could have been made without spending a night in jail. That's the consequences. One day you're like me. My parents are dead. They died, right? So I don't have parents anymore. One day you've got to accept that your parents are not going to be there to bail you out. It's not going to happen. I'm really sorry. It's just, and a lot of people I know, and myself included, when you're thrown out of home, you quickly learn that you have to take care of yourself. You have to be responsible for your own well-being. And that means making decisions that, and I mean, don't get me wrong, you can make the decision to go out and drink underage and everything like that. I've got no problem with that. But you have to accept the consequences of that. without anybody coming to save you. There's consequences to what you do. And there's other kids who don't have their parents to come and grab them, whose parents aren't there. And so they have to go, well, if I go out drinking, no one's going to bail me out of jail. They've got to make that decision. And that's important. We can't always expect someone to come and bail us out. Bio Mummy couldn't help her younger. No, I think she went away. Yeah, so my wife took our 2 younger kids to visit her sister who lives about 3 hours away. So obviously she could have, but she'd have to drive 3 hours. You know, I personally, well, okay. No, I hear you, Big Bad Mama. I do. But if that's the consequence for breaking the law, then don't break the law. And that isn't a given, right? That isn't, oh, it definitely will turn violent or whatever. No, it's and it obviously didn't. She's fine. And she had a traumatic experience from being in jail. I don't think that that's the most traumatic thing that can happen to her, as opposed to the father either A, not being able to sit back, have one night where he drinks and you know, has a good night, or he has to drive in a condition that he should not be driving. I think both of those are unacceptable on on the flip side. The industrial and car, well, yeah, I mean, that goes without saying, really. I mean, really. But unfortunately, we can't blame systems, can we? Systems are made by people. So, I mean, sure, blame the government, blame the legislative, sure. The system's simply a product of what we create, unfortunately. Start a poll. So those in the jury, look, Big Bad Mama, I remember you saying last week that I never found anybody like responsible, and that's been weighing on my mind. But I think in this case, the girl's being a jerk, quite frankly. I think so. I think, mind you, I'm not a parent, so that's the thing I'm thinking. Yeah, okay, so yeah, and I feel like if she told the dad she was going to a party, he might not have drunk and, you know, smoked some weed and stuff. He might have been available, kind of thing. But obviously she, you know, she lied and said that she was going to see her dad. Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. She drank and made a mistake. Big deal. But she also spent a night in jail. Big deal. It didn't kill her. And that's what consequences are. You know, you have to be aware that the consequences of you making a mistake is a night in jail. To be honest with you, I think it's America's fault. It's America's fault for having the drinking age at 21. It's all your fault. All your fault. This forum for the last several days, questions revolving around 18-year-olds or around this age of crossing into the legal adult line. Always similar issue of child who is now legal adult pulling some nonsense. What your wife and daughter have to understand is you didn't intentionally leave her in jail out of maliciousness. Yeah, that's true. You and your wife planned weekends accordingly because this 18-year-old told you she was doing one thing, yet she lied to everybody, went to a place that she, despite being 18 legally, should not have been hanging out at. And then she got caught, expects everyone to cater to her and that no hand to her cater to her that had no hand in any of these matters. Okay, so you're waxing poetic. Sparkle, you're waxing poetic. I get you. Hopefully this was a one and done for her in the lesson learning department. Yes, adult actions have adult consequence. Yeah. Oh, Australian jails are not cushy, Big Bad Mama. They're not what you would call cushy, mate. Yeah, I would not refer to lockup in Australia as cushy in any way, shape, or form. Look, Australia, even though there's less less sort of gun crime and things like that, it's not like crime is way down in Australia. Australia has a massive ice problem, meth problem. Yeah. Oh, you're kidding. Okay, well, anytime you're hassling Australia, I assume you're 100% serious. I know you hate us. I know you hate us, Big Bad Mama. Don't lie to me. Jail time, am I the asshole? I don't think so. Let's see what the audience polls as. Let's see what you, the jury, have to say. And the jury says, we, the jury, find the defendant not guilty. Yeah, Wolf Creek. That was actually based on a true story. The problem with Australia is you get these massive places and remote places that sort of nobody ever goes to, and they're so far out of the way people can do whatever the hell they want out there. It's kind of like, when you have remote properties in the deep south, Dinosaur Adventureland, people do whatever the hell they want out there, kind of thing. Am I the asshole for admitting to my son that I never wanted a child? Oh, the bar cab. I suppose it I mean, depends on his age. So I saw a post here that reminded me of my situation. It made me think to post. I have a 15-year-old son, Jacob. When I was 18, I married a classmate I was dating. We were stupid teenagers and I got pregnant. He really wanted to have a kid, so I was pressured into having Jacob, even though I hated being pregnant and taking care of him. Yeah, see, that's wrong. That's really wrong. You shouldn't be pressured into stuff like that. Our families were so disappointed that they demanded we give the baby up to somebody so that we can focus on our education. We didn't, and Jacob was about 6 months old when his dad died in a motorcycle crash. Oh, wow. All right. About a year after I gave Jacob up to my great aunt, she legally adopted him, and my life got so much better. I finished up my education, and by the time I was 26, I became the manager at a club. When Jacob was 11, my great aunt was diagnosed with an illness, and it was determined she could no longer care for him. So as per her wishes, I took Jacob back and began working nights so I could care for him, even though I hate working nights. I've changed my entire schedule to accommodate him. I never wanted to take somebody to basketball practice, drop off and pick up a bunch of kids in a carpool, or have noisy Xbox games played through my apartment. But I do now, and I've sacrificed my entire existence for it. Like this is like just seeming like a litany of regret. And here's the kicker: I actually started to enjoy it because Jacob was so great, and up until a year ago, I was even thinking this was a nice way to live. And then something changed. He got rude, started throwing his backpack. When he comes home, will throw away the lunch I make him, will swear and won't even hug me at him. It's called being a teenager, honey. We had an argument yesterday because he started watching WWE real loud instead of doing his chores, and that woke me up way too early, and I got very upset when he said I wanted him to he said I wanted to give him away because I don't. I just admitted I never wanted to have him because he's not some toy I can toss away. Wow. How old is this kid? How old is he now? She doesn't say how old he was now. 15. Yeah, I think 15. Ugh. Yeah, I think that's a little bit too young, honey. I think at 15 you're not going to understand. Hello, Bree. So good to see you. Lots of love, Bree. I saw you on Godless Granny. I was just hanging out there before I came over to do this stream, and it was such a great stream. Rion and Godless Granny are just fantastic, and it was so good to see you on there. I probably would have joined if I didn't have this to do, actually. It was a really good stream. I really highly recommend Godless Granny. I think Bree told me about her. She's very good. Instead of thinking about what I said, yeah, he's 15, honey. He's 15. He's not going to think about that. Oh, hello, Buster, Jangle. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. He just started crying really badly, and this morning he wouldn't even get out of bed and go to school. I think your kid's depressed. He just won't stop hugging me and crying. I've called in sick for tonight, but I'm wondering if I was wrong to handle it how I did. One of my friends said she would have divorced her husband if he said that to their son. Edit. At 12:31, I get it. I accept the judgment of you're the arsehole. Yeah, probably wait a bit before, I mean, if they're sort of above 18. And it depends. He's obviously in a bad place at the moment. He's being rebellious. He's being rude. He's throwing his backpack. He's throwing away the lunch. Something is not right in this poor kid's life. And quite frankly, considering his dad died and his great aunt who cared for him died, telling him that you never wanted him is that is not the right time for it. He's obviously in a very bad place. Yeah, I'm afraid, sweetie, you're an complete and utterly morally bankrupt for that one. Yeah, you suck. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, that's my opinion. I will do the poll as usual for you lovely people. If you do want to act as the jury, convict. Look, DeFreak, it's wrong for mum and dad to ever tell that to their kids. Look, I was told that. I was probably a bit older. I think I was about 17 or so. So I was born 9.5 months after my brother was born. Okay, so do the math on that one. Okay. I was told pretty early I was unexpected one, actually. I was an unexpected pregnancy kind of thing. But I think that probably waiting till I was older and sort of doing it in a different way probably would have been a better idea. Yeah. Well, thanks, Beamsy. Thanks for that. You get told by many people they do not want you. CXO, yes. I get told that all the time, yet here I am. Yet here I am. Look, if there's ever some person that could never take the hint, it's me. Like, trust me, I can never take the hint. I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. That's fine. That's fine. I'm oblivious. That's fine. Completely oblivious. I'll do the poll. But I think it's okay. I think that the child has to be mature enough to understand what they're trying to say. They're trying to say, hey, you came along unexpectedly, didn't want you at first, but the love is still there. But until you're older, you can't understand that. Why can't I spell guilty right? Beamsy, part of me wants to go play with EXO, but I don't think he'll react very well to me. What, like the amazing way he's reacted to everybody else? Like the beautiful and gentle way that he treats everybody else, Beamsy? Of course he won't. Of course he won't. He doesn't react well to anybody, unless I suppose if you 100% agree with him, but I've never seen that. I mean, to their credit, the rest of the people in the room were like, sort of, shut up. So he obviously doesn't react well to anybody. Yeah, but I think, so Big Bad Mama says saying she never wants to have him is saying different than saying he was unexpected. Yes, yeah, absolutely. But I think in the like, if you're honest and say, I did not want you at first, but then I knew you and loved you so much, I think that's okay, as long as the child has grown up enough to understand that things come along that we don't want to do at first. Like, we want to, you don't want to go to the gym. Never wanted to go there, but it's good that you do so and you feel good. There's nothing wrong with that. But this kid is way too young to understand the premise of something that you found objectionable at first, you fell in love with, and will love for the rest of your life. I think that's the difference. Play. What could it hurt besides someone's feelings? Yeah, I've heard some pretty horrible stories, but Beamsy, what's wrong with you? Would not recommend, mate. Would not recommend. Yeah, I haven't been to the gym in a while. I've been really slack. I last year I kind of I had surgery, so I couldn't go, and then I got COVID straight afterwards, and it was a few weeks, and I kind of got really slack. So I haven't been back for a while, and I feel very guilty about that, while being sort of trying to be kind to myself and say, hey, you're doing the best you can at the moment, and you will get back eventually. It's just a local gym up the road kind of thing, Bree. But yeah, I mean, I really ought to. I feel a lot less healthy than when I was going last year. So, I completely understand that feeling, Bree. Terrified to go. Yeah, it's it to me it is a distorted thought that people are going to judge you. I think that like me, a lot of people that see somebody there are like, well, they're just trying to get healthier and happier and fitter, and wish them the best. In fact, the person that I was amazed most by was this guy who was really overweight, and he was really trying, and I admired him so much. I thought, man, you are a champion. Like, you are coming back whenever I'm there, and you are just doing your thing. I wish, like, I don't go up to people at the gym unless I have to, sort of say, hey, is this bench going to be free soon? No pressure at all. But, do you think you'd let me know? Excellent. Like, I'm very, very sort of let people do what they want. I wish I could have gone up to it and said, listen, man, you are a champion in my eyes. Absolutely. So I think we think that people will judge us more harshly than they will. Not to say I haven't had, some awful people at the gym, but mostly they've been really good. But yeah, I do understand the sentiment, Bree. Absolutely, it's a pretty intimidating kind of situation for me too, because I get social anxiety. It may not be obvious to people, but I do get very socially anxious and sort of very very afraid of social situations, having to talk to people socially rather than professionally or for some kind of reason. Look, I don't want to call this a fake post, but their poster name is Wagon Load of BS. Are you trying to tell me something, Wagon Load of BS? Or maybe they're just mad about the situation. Kicked out bad due to the meddling. Well, probably you should be seeing a physical therapist more than just going to the gym, Beamsy. But, you do you, mate. Am I the arsehole for asking my fiance to sleep on the pull-out couch so my daughter could sleep in my bed? Asking my fiance to sleep on the pull-out couch. Okay. So I, 43 male, have a fiance, 39 female, and I also have a daughter. Why couldn't the daughter sleep on the pull-out couch? Why does the daughter have to sleep in your bed? Is this a fake post? I also have a daughter. 3 of us meet us. Last night we got a hotel for the last night before we drove home, and my fiance and I were in the master bed, and my daughter was in the pull-up couch next to the next room. And shortly after we went to sleep, my daughter asked if she could sleep in the bed with me. My daughter is on the spectrum and has anxiety from previous trauma, 16, and some trouble with being alone in unfamiliar places. So I said absolutely, and I initially offered to go sleep on the pull-out couch with her, but she said it is very uncomfortable. She needs to sleep on a real mattress. I asked my fiance if she'd be willing to sleep on the pull-out couch for the night, and she seemed a little annoyed. Well, of course not. Oh, look, it's really uncomfortable. Honey, could you go and sleep on it instead? Why don't you sleep on it and have the daughter sleep with your wife in the bed? Maybe she needs the dad? I don't know. This is weird. This is just weird. I offered to get another room for us to figure something out, but she insisted it was okay, so my daughter and I shared the master bed and my fiance slept on the pull-out couch. Today we got home and she seemed kind of passive-aggressive with me, and when I asked what was wrong, she said she felt completely sidelined if she was treated with no respect or decency last night. Well, I don't know about decency. I mean, you could say there was a lack of respect, but it's not about decency. They weren't forcing you to sleep naked or something. Come on now. I told her I was sorry, but my daughter was in distress and I needed to do something, and she insisted she's not a little kid and could have done something else that didn't involve sleeping in my bed with me. Then I told her she was starting to get out of line. She needs to understand I have an autistic daughter, so if we're going to be together, she needs to understand like this will happen from time to time. She got very annoyed with me and then walked off. Am I the arsehole? Too long, didn't read autistic. Okay, yeah. This is just summation. Something I should have mentioned in the post is we did talk about it, and she said she'd sleep on the couch. We talked about it this morning, and she said she didn't want to come between us, so she'd sleep on the couch, but a bit more often too. It wasn't cool of me to get 2 beds. Well, I mean, yeah, probably 2 beds would have been the best thing to do. But, I mean, if the fiance said she'd be willing to sleep on the couch, then that's fine. But I don't know why you didn't sleep on the couch. I don't know why you didn't sleep on the couch. That just, Yeah, hang on, Beamsy. The first session you ended up with 3 screws coming out of your right leg. Yeah, then you shouldn't be at the gym. You're not ready for the gym. I 100% support their decision. You should be seeing a physical therapist first to build up what you need to build up. Like if you're if your evaluation session ends up with you hospitalized, you aren't ready for the gym, mate. Just saying. Just putting that on the table as my opinion. Do whatever you want with it. I was walking, running 20 to 15 miles a day. It's cold. Yeah, no, I get you. The gym that I am still a member of is 24-hour. I really understand that. That's important to me as well. Absolutely. It was the physio that took me to the gym. Yeah, well, find different physio, because obviously they've, I mean, yeah. Maybe he was worried his fiance's penis was bigger than his. What are you talking about, DeFreak? What are you talking about? Yeah, there seems like that. I agree with you, Natalie. There could have been other solutions. She knew that she was very uncomfortable. Didn't she say that she seemed a little annoyed? Then probably not a good idea to yeah, not a good idea. I'm going to say everyone is guilty for this one. I think that everybody could have done better in this situation. Except maybe the daughter. I mean, she's just reacting. If this is to be believed. Oh, I didn't do the last poll. Okay, the last poll, the poster is guilty. Poster completely guilty. Which one was that? I'm getting lost now. I'm blaming you, chat. Oh yeah, admitting his son didn't want to have a child. Yeah, definitely. No, I agree with chat for once. I agree. For once. And this will be the only time, right? I'll give you a pass on this one. It's the only time. But I think the father could have done a whole load of other stuff. He could have, like, I don't get why he couldn't have slept on the fold away himself. Let your sort of the daughter's stepmother bond with her. That's a good option, I think, if she had a problem with it. I think I don't know. Everyone is guilty or everyone is innocent. Ooh, hey, Mark, it's Jace. Would you care for a debate with me on a channel with 180,000 subscribers? Well, I mean, the subscribers don't really concern me. What would you want to debate about, Jace? I mean, depending on the topic, sure. The freak says the daughter what power playing. I don't think so, DeFreak. I mean, being on the spectrum myself, it can sort of, there can be some funny stuff, or what sort of neurotypical people think as weird things, wait, am I the asshole for getting my daughter a hotel room? What is it with hotel rooms? That is not true, Big Bad Mama. That is not true. You're a liar. We all know it. I've got the proof. Beamsy, behave. Beamsy says I will down for a master debate. Look, don't think I. Look, Jace. Honestly, mate, best way to set up a debate is use my email address. It's in the about section of my channel. So if you do about, somehow through some extraordinary process prove that you're not a robot, you can get my email address. Just send me an email. We can discuss what you want to debate, the format of it, kind of thing. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. Just contact me via email and we can set it up. Two beds. I'm not going to claim. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my mum and I have raised autistic children. I know manipulation when I see it. Yeah, well, I mean, not everybody on the spectrum is the same, honey. That's intelligent design, perhaps from the non-transitional record, maybe, or the probability of existence of God. Intelligent design. Yeah, I mean, I would debate that. Non-transitional record. Okay. You mean the non-existent fossil record that you're referring to? So yeah, I'm not debating it here, but yeah, I mean, yeah. Just send an email through. We can set up what exactly. I mean, if it seems a bit wordy for debate proposition, but does the geologic record point to intelligent design, I guess, or I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there. And probability of the existence of God, sure. That's not a problem. Look, I know you're being sarcastic, Banda Jankle. Mark has standards. I know that's sarcastic. Don't try and fool me. Don't try and fool me. I know you're being sarcastic. If I had standards, I wouldn't be debating Iron Horse. Let's face it. Let's face it. You're the arsehole. Say you're offering to get another room, which would have been an annoying thing for your fiance to deal with. Understanding, saying whatever, it's fine, just going to the other room, completely annoyed. If she had in distress about being alone, she should have accepted. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Like, look, Beamsy, don't make shots at my. You don't even know my wife. You don't even know Lynn. What the? Wow. Just taking shots at people you don't even know. Wow, Beamsy. She is look, my wife is the most lovely, caring person I've ever met. She is way nicer than me, like way nicer. She's absolutely lovely. She doesn't deserve that, Beamsy. Wow. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I actually think sort of everyone's the arsehole on this one. I think everybody is. Everybody could have handled this better. Like, yeah, I think everybody. I'm gonna throw everybody under the bus. Your wife is a saint to be with you. Yeah, probably. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. And the jury says everybody guilty. Yep, send them all to hell. That's it. So why does this one look so much like the other one? Am I the asshole for getting my daughter a hotel room entirely for herself after her stepsisters made her sleep on the floor? All right, I'll give it a go, but it seems very familiar. What's it with hotel rooms and moral conundrums? Do hotel rooms just create moral ambiguity out there across America? Is this what's happening? Like, hotel rooms are just a void of moral confusion and sin. Is that what's, well, I mean, don't answer that. Don't answer that. It's not a real question. My dad passed away 2 weeks ago. Oh, yeah. Me and my wife, Candace, I don't know why we need their name. Name redacted. I'm sorry, name redacted. And my daughter, 16, Chloe? Hello? What is that name? Shyla? Is it Shyla? Help. I mean, I'm all for the Celtic and Pictish and Gaelic names kind of thing. Shiloh. I hate this name already. Shiloh. You know what name I love? I love Siobhan. Have you ever seen Siobhan? Siobhan's awesome. Shiloh and her stepsisters, 19 and 17, flew to my hometown to attend the funeral. After that, we got 2 hotel rooms, one for me and Candace, one for the girls. While I was in the room, I got a call from Shiloh at 11 p.m. crying and sounding like she was arguing with her stepsisters. I asked what the matter was, and she told me that her stepsisters insisted she sleep on the floor. There was one large bed in the room, and there was enough space for all 3 girls to sleep on. What? 3 girls to sleep on? I asked why, and she said didn't know. So you got a, I presume, double bed for 2 adults and a teenager who's probably the size of an adult. Why? Why would you do that? Like, they're 19, 17, and 16. They're not like children, like 10 years old or something. They kept talking but didn't explain why they told her to sleep on the floor. They just shrugged and said, it's better this way, we're more comfortable this way. I told Shiloh to grab her things when my stepdaughters asked where we were going. I told her I was booking her a hotel room, which you probably should have done from the start. Both looked upset but didn't say anything, but they must have called their mom because she was awake when I got back and started arguing with me about giving Shiloh an entire hotel room for herself. I explained why I did it, but she said I wasted money and that Shiloh could have sucked it up for one night on the floor. Would you sleep on the floor? What the hell, lady? Who is this? Candace, please. Then why didn't you give her your spot and you sleep on the freaking floor? No. You're in a hotel. It's not like, stop. Don't get people to sleep on the floor. Come on now. Holy crap, I agree with Big Bad Mama. It's happened. It's finally happened. The mothers and stepdaughters are complete and utter assholes. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. I mean, he's a bit of an arsehole for not booking and expecting 3 people to sleep in a double bed. I mean, you can get request a cot. Zisafat, she's not like a baby. I don't know if a cot means different thing in Australia than here, but like a cot's usually for a baby. I mean, why didn't they just get, like, you can get rooms with a double and single bed, like just a 3-person room. Stop the press, they agree. Buster, I'm as surprised as you are, quite frankly. I called her unreasonable for saying this, but she told me I showed the girls that I'm playing favorites. Playing favorites? They're in a bed and she's on the floor. That's not playing favorites. That's equalizing the odds. Come on now. And made my stepdaughter share a room while I gave my daughter an entire room for herself. Come on. Cot is a side-rolling single bed. Okay, sure. Yeah, do that then. If that's available, sure. Yeah, yeah. We went home and Candace is still bringing it up, saying I mishandled this. She even pointed out how my stepdaughters are upset since they're not speaking to me. I know somebody told me what ETA was. Edit afterwards or whatever. Yeah, it was Candace who got a room for the 3 girls as to not stir any drama and save money. She was in charge of hotel reservations since I was emotionally distressed. Also, Candace did not expect Shiloh to sleep on the floor. She wanted all 3 girls to share the bed. Then Candace is a dick. ETA 2, for those that are calling me an arsehole for giving my daughter her name, her mum did that and she's deceased, so let's not focus on that. Well, what's wrong with Candace? Is there something wrong with Candace that I'm unaware of? Is there something, that says Candace is a bad name? Is that like a stripper name or something? Am I out of the loop? Am I not up to date on bad names? What's wrong with Candace? I mean, look, I'm more angry about Shiloh than Candace, quite frankly. I mean, that's ridiculous. And also, I've known my stepdaughters since they were little. We're pretty much family, and Candace is a Psalm? Psalm? What's a Psalm? Help, somebody help. I've fallen down and I can't get up again. Oh, Shiloh. Yeah, okay. All right. No, I get you. Well, I mean, yeah, no, I get people like getting a problem with the name, but that's okay. It's not the worst I've seen. Let's face it. Is a Psalm. Stay-at-home mum. Gotcha. Thank you, Nanalu. Thank you. Thank you for curing me of, a small part of my ignorance. But I give her full access to my money since this stuff was already discussed beforehand. Pretty much everything was. Yeah, I don't know why this guy is like, am I the asshole for, rescuing my daughter from sleeping on the floor of a hotel room? No, not really. No, not in my opinion anyway. I mean, it sounds like just that the girls are jealous that somebody got their own hotel room. Why don't, if they're there for one night, then it's only one night, right? This is the way I look at it. They're there for one night, it's just one night. If they're there for more than one night, then cycle them into the one room, right? Then everybody gets a turn in their own room. Beamsy, am I going to have to ban you? What is a little crusty semen and drug stream family members? Oh, Beamsy. Why? Why, Beamsy? Did I finish up that other poll? I probably didn't. I probably absolutely ignored it. Or did I? Or did I? No, I think that look, if there was another option like a cot, as it's called, a cot, a side rolling bed, then that's good. To me, it seems like just these girls are being mean to the youngest girl, and basically, oh, we can't fit that comfortably in the bed. Let's throw the youngest on the floor, and the father's going, well, I'm not having that. I don't really see the problem. I don't see the problem. And I feel like it isn't the cost that they're angry about. I think it's more, oh, well, your daughter got something that the other two didn't. And what I want to point out is the other two had something the daughter didn't. The mother had no problem with that, right? The mother, Candace had no problem with the other two girls having something that Shiloh didn't. It's when Shiloh has something that the other two girls had that's the problem. So I think that there is some look, vaguely agnostic. I got to agree with you. Throw Candace on the floor, absolutely. And I guess that's what I said. If it's only one night on the floor, it doesn't mean anything. Then why didn't she go on the floor? Because it's uncomfortable and horrible, and you get a bad night's sleep, and you're in a very, very stressful situation, and you don't need that crap. That applies to a 16-year-old as much as it does to an adult. I'm sorry. Like, get her a bed. Big Bang Mama said, Candace is the wicked stepmom. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree. Totally agree. Totally agree. Let's see what the Redditors say. What I'm getting is that your stepdaughters were trying to live up to the Disney depiction of steps. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It does sound like they're bullying her a little. Yeah, the bullies would have taken a bed and still bullied Shiloh, tried to force her on the floor, even if there's been 3 beds. No, I don't think so. Come on, any Blackberry, you don't know that. You don't know that. Man, everybody on the internet thinks they have a crystal ball and you know, a Nostradamus. No, you don't know that. Like I think from what it sounds like, that in an uncomfortable situation, if somebody has to be the uncomfortable one and lose out, basically, it's going to be the youngest one. They're gonna pick on the youngest one, and maybe that is because that's not their real or biological sister kind of thing. Definitely not the arsehole in this instance, booked the room, but was being the arsehole if he doesn't address this now. So it's a power move. The only real bond to the recently deceased grandparent. Yeah, you've got a good point, Ryan. This is a hill to die on, OP. Don't trust her to make arrangements the best, and serious sit down about the whole thing was handled. Wow, all right. Well, yeah, but I think they should definitely talk about it and say, hey. Yeah, Reddit is kind of agreeing with you, chat. Reddit. Maybe I should be worried. Maybe everyone is worried. Yeah, and Beamsy says like, the good old she is not my real family card. Yeah, no, you get that a lot in posts like this. It's kind of weird. You know, it's not actually my fill in the blank kind of thing, which is you know, and some of them they've been together, like the family's been together for a long time, like 6 years or something. So it's kind of like, well, you know, when are you going to start treating each other like family kind of thing? And I think that just reinforces that your family are people that act like family. All right, well, I'm definitely coming down. I'm not the arsehole on this one. I think he did fine. I think he did what, you know, a normal response to a situation like that. I think it's perfectly fine. And I'm going to give the big arsehole stars to that woman and her daughters. Yep. I agree, Buster. I really agree. It's a terrible thing to say. And the jury says, not guilty. Not guilty. Beamsy, you're sure you've said worse things in chat so far? Yes, you have said worse things, which is why I'm pointing out this pattern of behavior. That's why. Because it's not, if you just said one thing, I could say, oh, it was just an accident for that one thing, but it's becoming a pattern. That's a problem. Distinct Royal, 2055. Look, it's a conspiracy. It's Prince Charles, Dracula, 2055, taking over the world. Distinct Royal. It's a sign. It's a sign. It's a sign. Am I the asshole for refusing to help my husband with the bills, even though I make more than him? Yeah, probably. Probably, yeah. What the hell? I, 28 female, been married to Eli, poor Eli, 29 male for 10 years. Yes, we got married very young. So 18 and 19, your choice. Now we have two amazing kiddos, Layla, female 8, and Micah, male 6. When we got pregnant with Layla, he basically told me he didn't want me to stress with school and work and wanted me to be a stay-at-home mum, and he would take care of everything financially. Thank you, Nanalu, for stay-at-home mum. I don't have to ask that again. No, I'm only kidding, Beamsy. It's fine, mate. It's absolutely fine. It's just I'm just playing on it for humor's sake. So don't worry too much, mate. I'm only joking. You do say some weird shit though. I gotta say. Certain have moment to take care of everything financially. Although I wanted to make my own money and have a degree to fall back on, he reassured me that I wouldn't need it because he would be my provider and protector. Eli comes from a very traditional family and believed gender roles were necessary for a successful relationship/home. Well, Eli's an idiot. Eli couldn't find his ass with an atlas. Eli don't understand what the modern world is. You want to do that, Eli? Go back to the Amish where you came. I don't know he's Amish. I don't know that. I don't know that. Look, you can't just, the traditional gender roles just kind of don't work for modern living. All of these people trying to force these traditional gender roles into modern life, they're so unhappy and so angry, and they're just, you've got to work as a partnership these days. It isn't sort of. After high school, he started working for his father, which made providing easy for him at such a young age. Our relationship has been amazing. We both did our part to make sure our home was running smoothly. I have been a stay-at-home mum and wife, taking care of everyone and everything, and he has kept his promise from 21 and always make sure money wasn't an issue. That's cool. What if the relationship ends? What are you going to do then? I hate to break it to you, honey, but not relationships aren't like in the old days where you weren't allowed to divorce and you had to stay forever. What are you going to do? Yeah. And money wasn't an issue until it is. Stuff happens. People get laid off. People get made redundant. It happens. People get in situations. People get injured. Holy moly. Now that my kids are a little older, I have more time to focus on doing things I love. About 2 years ago, I started creating content, and for a while it was just a hobby. Yeah, it's just a hobby for me too, honey. That's cool. For some reason, people watch me. I don't know why. They're all insane. I have serious doubts of their sanity. Last year, my platform kind of blew up, and I started working with a lot of brands who played me very well. I also started to diversify my income by building my own brand, which is doing well thanks to my following. That plus ad revenue plus brand deals allowed me to make about the same as my husband. Yeah, then you probably should be helping with the bills. As time's gone by, things keep getting better for me this past year, and I'm glad you're doing well. I'm so glad you're doing well. I really hope it's not a tradwife program, but sure, go for it. You do you. And that's the thing. That's the thing. You have people on YouTube doing things on how you should be a trad wife, a traditional wife, a stay-at-home mother and not work, while they're making money off this thing. It's like mind blown, right? Like, how can you be a trad wife if you're producing content about being a trad wife? That's not what trad wives do. The irony is just thick and misting over the land on that one. Anyway, things keep getting better for her, which is fantastic. That's great. This past year, I made a little more than he did. Oh dear, he's not gonna. Eli's gonna hate that, isn't he? That's the problem. Eli's gonna freak out. Oh no, the woman made more than me. You know, it's the end of the world. Why can't you be happy? Look, I'm just lambasting Eli at this point. I'm very open with him and told him how much I make. I thought he'd be happy for me. Surprise! Surprise! Your traditional Christian husband doesn't like you being the breadwinner. Surprise! You should have seen that coming. You really should have seen that coming. And for a while he was. No, he wasn't. He was pretending he was. Recently, he has been acting differently, and the other day he told me it was about time I contribute financially. Sure. I told him, according to gender roles, it is not my job to provide and protect, and that I was perfectly fine cooking and cleaning and raising the kids full time. It's not my fault my hobby makes me more than his full-time job. I also said if he wanted to help me out, he needed to humble himself and start doing some of the work I do at home. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, he doesn't have to go crazy. He just has to help out at home. Sure. Yeah, so if she's expected to use her hobby to contribute financially, and I think that's fair, he should contribute to doing some chores around the home. Sure. Yes. Yeah. He is pretty upset, and our friends think I should be helping out since I am making more. Yeah. Absolutely. Edit. For everyone asking, I'm not being selfish and keeping the money just for myself. Thanks to my income, we now have an emergency fund, college fund for both our kids, and they go to private school and tutors. My kids also get to have life experience that they otherwise wouldn't. There are plenty of other things I do to contribute financially, just not willing to go 50-50 if he doesn't even want to watch the kids on his days off. He doesn't watch the kids on his days off? Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say everybody is terrible. Everybody's terrible. Seriously, this is the problem with traditional marriages. You get stuff like this happening, and the traditional marriage just isn't, this gender roles of this and this just is not set up to cater to modern life. Things happen fast. Like somebody might need to watch the kids on their day off. Some people might need to, contribute to the bills because they're making more on the hobby platform that they had. This is the kind of stuff that trad marriage just doesn't cover. It's just, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Life's more complicated. We need fluid roles in today's life because things change. And it used to be that you went into a job and, basically all of, you were in that job for life. You had job security, right? That isn't a thing anymore. You just don't. You could be made redundant through things like automation, nothing to do with your fault. So it's like the moral systems that are sort of traditional moral systems, like divine commandment theory and things like that. They're not set up to deal with the choices that we have to make in modern life. They're just not. It won't tell you anything about whether it's moral to do genetic tests on people. It won't tell you if it's moral to do asteroid mining. It won't tell you any of this. It's a failure because it just simply is not, it has not kept up with the requirements of modern day. And this is a whole load of things for traditional sort of religious based stuff. It's stuck back in the past and does not catch up to the future. No, your black ass can go wherever it likes, Assembly of God. You can park your black ass wherever you want. What's my point? I think I just made it, but sure, that was probably before I made it. So she's trying to get revenge after years of being suppressed by an overbearing hierarchical tyrant. Well, I don't think that's the case. I don't know the person, Big Bad Mum, but I don't think that's the case. I think that she just feels that she's a trad wife, and trad wives don't contribute financially to the household, and the trad wives' husbands don't look after the children and things like that. Now that paradigm, that idea is coming up against modern living, right? It's coming up against, okay, how do we raise a family in sort of the current millennium, and have an equal and helpful and sort of a good marriage and partnership. And the traditional marriage just is very difficult to do because you have situations like this. I have no doubt that the husband is upset because she is making more money than him. I've got no doubt at all, right? I can just imagine how a good Christian would feel if your wife far exceeded your income. They hate it. They absolutely hate it. And I don't know why. You should be happy, or you ought to be happy. You ought to go, hey, my wife is making a killing. That's awesome. It's awesome for me. It's awesome for my family. It's just awesome. Should the trad wife contribute? Assembly of God says, I think you pretty much destroyed Iron Horse in that debate on MDD. That guy resorted to damage control. Yeah, I did. I was feeling like I felt like I sort of lost my temper a little bit because he was really obnoxious. And so looking back on it, though, I went into the comments section. The comments were all roasting him. And I kind of felt like, yeah, I did do a good job, but thank you. That's really nice to hear, Assembly of God. I really appreciate that. And I did notice that yeah, Iron Horse was going through arguing with people, sort of thing. So, that's one thing it's so you get so you want to go, oh, I'm going to go in and argue with this comment. It's really something that you needn't do. Like if you do the best job you can, you put forward the best arguments you can. If you've got to go into the comments and argue with people and tell them how good you did, then you didn't do a very good job. That's convincing people is for the debate, not the comment section of the debate. I think I'd just let my performance stand on its own merits. And I who is it? Nadir does that as well. He's a Muslim apologist. He goes into the comments and tells everybody how much he destroyed and stuff. If you destroyed your opponent, you wouldn't have to tell people in the comments. It would be blindingly obvious. So, it's that sort of debate bro culture that I don't get into. So, but I did see that, and I really thank you, Assembly of God. It is nice to hear. Let's see what the comments say. He wants to eat the cake, have the cake, and have her pay for the cake, bake the cake, and clean up afterwards. No, not really. I mean, Yeah, doesn't watch kids on his day off. That's a low parenting bar. Yeah, but she doesn't contribute anything towards the bills of the house. I think that um, Nadia will follow you around on YouTube to check up on your old comments. Really? I didn't know that. Well, see, I got an email from Nadia saying that he wanted to talk to me regarding the biblical slavery issue, and he was trying to set up having atheists on the Muslim side for the biblical slavery issue. And I was sort of like, well, I'll debate you on the I really wanted to debate Nadia, but he didn't want to go for it. So um, your aggression against false information is justified. Yeah, absolutely. No, I get that, and there are people who have different approaches than me. Like Craig, Fight the Flat Earth, he does sort of a very sort of angry, insulting approach, and depending on what you want to achieve, I do want to persuade people who are sort of on the fence kind of thing. I think Amy Newman said it best when she said, like, we're merchants of doubt. I just want to instill that doubt in people that are thinking maybe flat Earth is right. I just want them to doubt that it is, obviously, because it isn't. But I always try to be civil, but I'm not afraid to roll in the mud kind of thing. It just leaves me feeling, you roll in the mud with someone like Iron Horse, it makes you feel a little dirty afterwards, mate. And not in a good way. I'll tell you that right now. Definitely not in a good way. But looking back on it, I'm glad I did. I think my performance was good. I think my presentation was really good. I think I did really good. So, but I really appreciated Assembly. I do. Big Bad Mama says, I don't believe debates with flat earthers should occur. It gives the impression flat earthers and they should be marginalized. And well, I disagree. I 100% disagree. I think that I get your perspective. I understand where it's coming from. I think that scientists shouldn't debate with flat earthers. I think that it's a waste of scientists' time. I think that debates like that, there's two schools of thought. Number one is, yes, they're given a platform. Do they deserve that platform? Maybe not. However, I sort of come down with that is a lesser risk than letting them form echo chambers when nobody pushes back on what they've got to say. Because I've seen those echo chambers form and they're a nightmare. So I kind of... I get what you're saying, and that is one school of thought. It's something that I've wrestled with for a bit, but I think it's better to debate them, to have them form the echo chamber where nobody presents them with any information, and at least that way you get to present information to people who are on the fence, who are going, maybe it's real. If they go into an echo chamber and all they hear is this stuff, they could believe it. So education is the best antidote to fascism. Do you agree? Yeah, probably. I think education is the best antidote to a lot of things. I think it's the best, sort of antidote to violence and drug abuse and a whole load of things. Unwanted pregnancies. I think it solves a lot of issue. Yeah, no, I know. I love you, Big Bad Mama. I do. I disagree with you on this, but that doesn't mean I don't love you. Okay, just be aware of that. Much love. Let's see what we got here. Wow, people got opinions on this one. If I had been taking care of using his own income, what would you do with your income? College fund for our 2 kids. I buy groceries often, buying things the kids need, family vacations, etc. Yeah, but it doesn't really say how much. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I still think she's an asshole for not contributing towards the thing. I mean, it might just be a case of, you're contributing to the bills, he's contributing to the bills, you contribute to the college fund, he contributes to the college fund. It might just be a thing of we should share it. Oh, thank you so much, Zifa. Zesifer? I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. I really am. I wish I was better at pronouncing names. Yes, I am more of a tool. Yes, I am a tool. I'll take it. I am a tool. Yes, yes. The best tool. The best tool. Well, I think I'll wrap up there. Did I do the thing for this one? I really do want to know what you guys think. Poster is guilty of being an. You know what? I think everyone's guilty, quite frankly. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, so beautiful. So we have a whole bunch of them that we have judged accordingly, and they will have to live with that for the rest of their lives. Look, it's morality. It's so complicated. Like Big Bad Mama and I can't even agree on anything. If we can't agree on anything, no one can. And that's the whole point. It's different people will see different responses of different ethical choices as good and bad, depending on what they prioritize. I think that whatever you think is perfectly fine, as long as you can sort of justify it. That's fine. This has been really fun. I've really enjoyed this, and thank you so much for coming along and spending some time with me. I'm more than happy to debate if somebody wants to debate. My email address is not a secret. You just don't be a robot, I guess, is the moral of the story on that one. Yeah, absolutely. Big Bad Mama, I hope you feel the love. Um, yeah, perhaps. Yeah, I mean, there's no real debate. It is just entertainment purposes. I would look, two people on modern day debate are not going to change the world, kind of thing. It's not going to happen. Zisfa. It just isn't. This is what when Jay Bundy went on to debate Hovind and basically agreed with everything he said. All of the science community on YouTube was mad at him, but as I pointed out, some YouTube debate on standing for truth or whatever is not going to change the world or scientific opinion or anything out there. It's just it's entertainment, really. I mean, I do take responsibility in a debate seriously. That I try as much as possible to get the right facts and represent the science correctly and things, but that's because that's my style. That's what I do. Just to play devil's advocate, do you think democratic socialist country can become fascistic? Yes, yes. It'd be a slow and gradual process, but sure, yeah. I think that any country could. Um, I think it's much more likely that they would sort of become totalitarian rather than specifically fascistic, a sort of fascist country. I think that it's far more likely for one person to sort of take over rather than a sort of an ideology of fascism to take root in it. But yeah, sure, it's possible for any country to become a fascist nation. It just depends on sort of what the cultural zeitgeist does, where it goes. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Big Bad Mama. I T Jump, he can be amazing. He if he loses his temper, it can get bad. And I've said that outright. I would say it if it was a Christian. I would say it if it's an atheist. I think that's you know, but apart from that, he is so knowledgeable. He is an amazing person. Don't get me wrong. I was really impressed with him. Just a couple of debates I've seen, he has absolutely lost his shit, and it's not cool. I don't think that makes for a good debate. Grayson, I haven't seen a lot of him, just the Hovind stuff, and he seems really cool, really calm and relaxed. Yeah, I think he's very good as well. Sure. But thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to wrap it up here. It's been lovely to see you all. Big Bad Mama, always a pleasure. Nana Lou and Hill Hugger, so good to see you, Hill Hugger. I don't think I said hello. Beamsy, always a pleasure, man. I'm only joking about the comments, man. Don't feel like I'm being serious about that. You're fine. They're just a little weird, that's all. Which is cool. Look, we're all weird down here. That's fine. And Jace, if you want to debate, yeah, just email me and we can set something up. Bree and the Freak, good to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, when I do this again, if you want to watch, cool. If not, I'll be doing it all by myself because I love doing it, because I love going through here and seeing what's up with the hotel rooms and their respective beds, apparently, because that's all that's important to anybody anymore. Anyway, be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself and to each other, but definitely be kind to yourself. Understand that you are worth being loved by yourself. And do take care.